What are the three main types of vaccines? If you're curious about how vaccines work and the different types that exist, you're in the right place. Let's break down the main categories of vaccines to help you understand how they protect us against diseases. First, let's talk about live-attenuated vaccines. These vaccines use a weakened form of the virus or bacteria that causes the disease. This weakened form is not strong enough to make you sick, but it's enough to trigger an immune response. Examples include the oral Sabin polio vaccine, the MRV vaccine for measles, mumps, rubella, and varicella, and the nasal influenza vaccine. These vaccines mimic the natural infection, so your body learns to defend itself against the real thing. Next up are inactivated or dead vaccines. These vaccines contain pathogens that have been killed or inactivated, usually through heat or chemicals like formalin. Since the pathogens are dead, they can't cause the disease, but they still prompt your immune system to produce antibodies. The typhoid vaccine, influenza vaccine, and the Salk polio vaccine are all examples of inactivated vaccines. These are safer for people with weak immune systems, but often require multiple doses to achieve and maintain protection. The third main type is subunit, recombinant, and nucleic acid vaccines. These vaccines don't use the whole pathogen. Instead, they use specific parts like proteins, sugars, or genetic material. Subunit vaccines, for instance, use only the parts of the pathogen that your immune system needs to recognize, such as the polysaccharide vaccines for Haemophilus influenzae type B or pneumococcal diseases. Recombinant vaccines, like the hepatitis B and HPV vaccines, use a piece of the pathogen's DNA to produce proteins that stimulate an immune response. Nucleic acid-based vaccines, such as mRNA vaccines for COVID-19, introduce genetic material into your cells which then produce proteins that your immune system recognizes as foreign. Each of these vaccine types has its own way of helping your body defend against diseases. Live-attenuated vaccines give a broad immune response. Inactivated vaccines are safer but may need multiple doses. And subunit, recombinant, and nucleic acid-based vaccines use specific parts of the pathogen to trigger immunity. Understanding these differences can help you appreciate the complexity and effectiveness of vaccines in keeping us healthy.